This is day 477 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you would like to sponsor upcoming shir Arukh HaShulchan Yomi or more, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Yesterday, we did the last Sif and Siman Shin Zayin, Lam Gimel, which would have been the place we started today. But since we do it, we're going to start straight off with Shin Ches. Shin Ches is, of course, a very long Siman, because it's Dine Muktzos, the Nolad, the Tameya. So it's the Muktzos, the Nolad, and their reasons. Aleph, B'Tameya Muktzah, Kasa Ram Masor Perek Dav Zel Shono. Ram writes this reason for Muktzah. Also, Chachamim L'Talta Muktzah Dvarim B'Shabbos. Chazal forbade to carry certain things on Shabbos, as he would do on a weekday. Why did they touch on to this prohibition? They said, if the Nevi'im commanded that our patterns of walking on Shabbos should not be like our patterns of walking on the weekday, our patterns of conversation on Shabbos should not be like patterns of conversation on the weekday. It says, so we can extrapolate that Kal V'chomer are carrying objects on Shabbos should not be like carrying objects on a weekday. So it won't be like a weekday in the eyes of a person. It's going to pick up and fix objects from corner to corner, only bias from house to house. Is going to come to stockpile stones, etc. Shabbos, he's not working and he's home, and can take care of chores. V'yavakesh davar, he's going to look for something. She's asking about to be involved with him to shlo Shabbos. He won't be desisting from perhaps not forbidden labor, but from toil. And this would cancel the Torah's whole purpose of Shabbos, which says leman yanuach, in order to rest. Furthermore, when he checks out and he carries things which are normally used for prohibited purposes, it's possibly going to be involved with them somewhat. He'll come to do the malacha. Some people also, because some people have no craft. They desist from work their entire lives. People who just like to do but walk the avenues. People sit in the street at the corners and gossip. Their entire lives they desist from work. If they would be allowed to walk and to talk and to carry like other days, there would be no cognition of their desisting from anything significant and changing, and it'd be a different nature of a day than a weekday. Because therefore, desisting from these procedures, it's a desisting when an arrest which will be recognizable in any person's situation. On this account, they touched on this prohibition of, they came upon perhaps this prohibition of carrying, and they asked the person to carry anything on Shabbos which is not necessary for Shabbos. Rabbit asked them, the Gemara says that tiltul, a muktzah, carrying muktzah, is a gzeira, lest you come to do otzah, then you might come to carry objects out from rishus to shus. The tiltul tzarech otzahu, because carrying is essential, it's an essential precondition for otzah, for removing from rishus to shus. She'ef shalotzi b'li tiltul, you can't get to otzah without tiltul. If we are careless about what we carry, we'll be careless in carrying it out as well. The Tanya Sham, furthermore, it says in the Brayso, so there, but Rishayim Shlosha Kalim Tolim Shabbos. They only allow 3 kalim on Shabbos, kalim which I do food consumption. The tiru v'chazu, they allowed more. Until they said, Kol kalim Tolim Shabbos, all the tools, all the objects can be carried on Shabbos. Chutzi Meser Agadol, besides a large saw, and the cutting edge of a plow. That this is an ancient takana from days in the Nehemiah. The Rishoina, this Mishnah which says Rishoina, they acid everything, then they gradually matir. Why? Because they were not keeping Shabbos properly. The Chsiv says, the Gomer, I saw in Yehuda people would press their grapes on Shabbos. So why the Rambam make up his own reasons? Gimel, the nearly diber Rambam tokim ukrochim. Arukh HaShulchan comes to justify the Rambam. The Isar that Tchilas Gzeros Muktzah Sitzchil Bein Nehemiah. You're going to say that the beginning of the Gzeros Muktzah wasn't days in Nehemiah. Echitiru because of Itiru. How do you gradually make it less and less onerous? This is the decree. I am basing about the Divrei HaKodimim Achi Godoim Chacham Amigdam Rishonim. The principle, of course, the Rambam Hilchos Mamrim says that if it's a takana or a gzeira, another basin cannot nullify it unless they're greater, b'chacham of the minyan, than the earlier basin. That doesn't make sense that the later Batidin were greater than the Hachik Knesset HaGdolah of Nehemiah. Didn't make sense all the Rambam that it happened so quickly. Only and everything took place in the days of Nehemiah himself. Furthermore, now that in the days of Nehemiah they still had Nevi'im, Chagai Chayim Malach, and they were part of the Anshiknas Adolah, Sanhedrin, whoever answered this. If they forbade it, who has the temerity to come afterwards to permit it? It was also there. Besides, who compelled who twisted their arm to allow that which they forbade? So it must be something else. This is how we can understand it. We explain the Shvusi Shabbos ain't a damos to call Yisur Rabbanon. The Rabbanans and Shabbos are not like other Rabbanans. They can be Doraisa, as if they're Torah. Never by Torah. It says in the Torah, Tishbos desist. Even things which are not malacha, you have to desist from them. Many things Chazal answered because of Shvus. In this case, not because of the Rabbanim, but because of desisting from labor. The Torah gave over the parameters of Tishbos to Chachamim. Shvos. So several times Shabboson, which means Shvos, desist. Well, his barn or Davar, Shemer Ramban, the E. Efshar Lios Klab Oven Acher. We explained back there in the name of the Ramban, there couldn't be any other way. The locate ain't got Shabbos. If there weren't the shvusim, which are the desistings, which Rabbanan enacted, there would be no Shabbos. Levine themselves warned on these things which are not malachos, but are desisting from patterns of activity, and they call Chilul Shabbos. Yesterday was Yom Kippur. We read after from Yeshaya where this Tzor Chefetz Chavadaber Dover is there, and clearly that was because they said that what Yeshaya said that not desisting from that is a form of Chilul Shabbos. V'shas Matan Torah Tziva Alona Moshe Rabbeinu Chol Shvusei Shabbos Al Pi Hashem. So it says Moshe Rabbeinu commanded us of all the desistings of Shabbos at the time Matan Torah according to God's direction. Torah Kalula B'Lashon Tishbos, and they're included in the word Tishbos. The below Shvusim, because without Shvusim ain't kan Shvisa Klau. There's no desisting. So everything the Rambam says in this parak, which is Chav Dalet, follows on what he said in Chav Aleph. But this is what Hashem commanded us. That although these desistings are, I'm sorry, I don't have a better word offhand, are only Torah's validity, they're not part of 39 melachos. It's not liable for stoning and for korban chatas for that. But Hashem directed us to keep all the shvusim as she told as they are with us today. This is maybe chiddush. Hey, ולפי זה גם באיסורי מוקצה היו מאז שניתנה התורה. איסורי מוקצות. היו מאז מוקצה it's like the Shita, the Rasag of Yom Tov Sheni. It goes back all the way to Matan Torah. So the Shvusim also went back to Matan Torah. וידינם אז כאחר שחזרו והתירו וחזרו. And the level which they were given was the same level as that was restored after they were matir and matir and matir again. In the first Bagmar Sham, sheitiru davar shemlachto iser tzagufam komo. They allowed something which is to carry an object which is used for a forbidden purpose, for the purpose of itself and its place. V'lo mecham itself, but not to take it from sun to shade. Davar shemlachto leheter, something which an object is for used for a permitted purpose. You can take afil mecham itself. Kamosh b'yadeinu hayom, as is our halacha today. Kamosh yitzbar b'siyat shemai b'simani eilos shall be explained. Ach b'imei Nehemiah ben Chaklaya shiu prutzim b'chilush habasos me'azman shiu b'Bavel. But the days of Nehemiah when they were wanton in their desecration of Shabbos, as they were from the time of Bavel, Amaru ve'Ezra b'Chaga Yischar Malachim Anshe Knesset Gedola. All the members of the Anshe Knesset Gedola, including the Nevi'im, stood up because of Dochom and decreed on their generation all chumros, other severities. So the Tirak Shosh claimed they only left permitted 3 objects, 3 tools. Loisa Gezeros Kulos, those. These were not permanent Gezeros for all generations. Kasvu mefurash. Rabbi saying about Yitesa Baba. Come on, Tzadi. Dalid shelo gazru zeh rak al ador zeh. They only decreed that on that generation. Therefore, after Sharo shechazu lizar b'Shabbos, when they saw the people were more meticulous about Shabbos, they loosened the decree. But actually, until it went back to the baseline of the halacha says they were given. If the halacha saying as the halacha is for us today. There should be a Rambam zal time muktzah koidmin, and that's where the Rambam gives the reasons for muktzah which preceded the Nehemiah, which of course preceded Chazal, and go all the way back to Matan Torah. V'izbir begodot funaso, and explained with this great understanding. The muktzah ain't shvisa, that if there's no muktzah, then there's no desisting from toil. And the rest of Shabbos would be negated. This is all included in desist. Which is stated in Turk, but it's also a getter for Hotzah. It also eliminates much of the potential for Hotzah. Vav, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon, Muktzah v'Noila. It's well known that throughout Masechta Shabbos, Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon argue by the Muktzah of Nolad. I read that wrong. Sorry. They argue b'Muktzah v'Nolad, not in the Muktzah of Nolad, but they argue about both Muktzah and Nolad. Rabbi Yehuda Oser, Rabbi Yehuda forbids it. Rabbi Shimon Matir. Rabbi Shimon allows it. If you go Hilchos Rabbi Shimon, Hilchos Rabbi Shimon, that doesn't mean there's no Muktzah. Obviously, we just think there was Muktzah. Udas Rifa Rama Poskin Gam Benola Kaimon Rabbi Shimon, according to most Poskin by Nola, also we hold like Rabbi Shimon. Lochein Lo he's here Ramam Easter Nola Klava Shabbos. That's why the Ram does not mention Nola at all vis-a-vis Shabbos. Can't go so about Turbasim Tov Tzadikei. Zelo Shono. The Torah writes, Yom Tov b'chmir bo yesim v'Shabbos v'muktzah. Yom Tov is more chomer than Shabbos v'muktzah. Elish Rabbeinu Tam Melchai Klomar Shein Alach Rabbi Shimon Ela b'muktzah Aval B'nai Alach Rabbi Yehuda. The specific severity for Yom Tov is a Bas Rabbi Yehuda by Noah. Chorab said ain't so when came, but Rabbeinu Tam wants to say that by Shabbos we pass like a Yehuda by Nolad as well, only by Nolad, not by other Muktzah. Chorah said ain't somebody came, but all the other rabbis say there is no concept of no light on Shabbos. And all these 5 simanim, which 6 simanim, talk about muktzah, lo iskil no cloud. They didn't mention no at all. So they mentioned the prohibition of squeezing food on Shabbos, and the prohibition is that you might come to squeeze in ways which are also deraisa. No lead is not mentioned. The egg which is laid on Shabbos is not also because of Nolad, because of Gzeir when Shabbos comes after Yontif. And it's because of preparation, which you're not allowed to prepare from one day to another, from Yontif to a Shabbos, or vice versa. At time of Nolad lo also, but because in terms of Nolad, it would not be a prohibition. I'm Shimon Kaima Rabbi Shimon because we all Rabbi Shimon Kamina Mishuli Shabbos. The Bekuli Shabbos hilchos like Rabbi Shimon. All Shabbos halachos like Shimon. Umiu b'nolad gomer something which is absolute nolad. Haydavar chodesh le'el bolam ikoli something which did not exist altogether. Rabbi Shimon also Rabbi Shimon concedes that is prohibited. Beitzah chashvin yesh le'bolam. An egg is considered that it did exist. It was in the innards of the hen and now came out. Mashu blew and prepares, and also the fruit, which the liquid which is absorbed in the fruit existed in the fruit. He says brackets it was daiti. Now, of course, so if we all like Shimon is no muktzah, so why is there muktzah? That's for the next.